Hey everybody, welcome to gorgeous, world famous, beautiful Malibu here in Southern California. This is not my house, although man I wish it was. This house has been given to us for use for the day. But this thing, this is the brand new 2021 Aprilia Tuono 660. Now, as the name suggests, Tuono versus RSVE, RS4, RS660. This is the naked version of the RS660. There's the link up there if you want to go and check out that test that came out last year that we absolutely loved. This is basically the same bike but stripped down. Much of the same stuff that was started on the RS660 is carried over into the Tuono 660. You know, same engine, basically the same suspension, the same electronics. There's a lot of similarities with this. Now, as you can see, I've got my notepad because I've got a goldfish brain and I can't remember all the stuff that I need to. The first thing is $10,499 for this one. Now, there's three versions that you can get. There's this one, there's a silver one, which is also the same price, $10,499, and you can put $200 extra to get the yellow one. Now, it's what it's called, acid gold. It's a strange name, but whatever. Yeah, so you can put $200 down if you want to get that one. Now, interestingly, there's a few options that are available to the Tuono that come standard on the RS660. Now, bear with me here because it does get a little confusing. You can get a quick shifter for $199 more. You can get an IMU as well for $199 more, and that gets you different wheelie control algorithms, cornering ABS, it gets you cornering lights. That's an extra $200. Now, if you then go and do that with the RS660, and you option it up to that level, you're still coming in at $400 cheaper for one of these things. So the RS660 is, what have we got here? $11,299. Whereas if you get this thing completely optioned up, it's $10,897. And if you want to do it in the yellow, it's $11,097. So there you go. 403 pounds for this thing, full of fuel, Aprilia tells us. I mean, obviously we would want to try and weigh the thing ourselves to clarify that. 100 horsepower out of this bad boy. Now, the European models actually come with 90 horsepower, but here in the States, we get 100 horsepower and 49 pounds-feet of torque. Now, if you saw our review on the RS660, you'll know how much we love the thing. We were waiting for that bike for a long time. The same can be said for this thing, to be honest. There's a few things that are sort of stuck out about this engine, which I didn't quite pick up on when I was riding the RS660. Partly because we were doing a lot of really fast stuff on the RS660 when we did that up in Santa Barbara last year. I think it was in October last year. This one has the same engine, but I noticed more the sort of lag that it gets in. I think it's about 5,000 to 7,000 RPM. The engine kind of labours a little bit more than what I remember out of the RS660. That's a bit annoying, I've got to say. We're in really sort of switchbacky corners today, a lot of bottom end power out, and you'd sort of get on the gas in second gear and the thing would kind of labour through, and then once it got through that, punched through that sort of 5,000 to 7,000 kind of RPM dead spot, if you like, it really it went real quick, and it kind of kicks in like a two-stroke almost. That's my only major criticism of the engine. It sounds fantastic. Like, once you got the thing singing, it sounds really, really good. We rode the bikes with the quick shifter. Our bikes didn't have the IMU. Got to have a ride on all three colours, but they all go the same. They just look different. Yeah, so you get 5 riding modes. So just a quick overview of the electronics. You get 5 riding modes. You also get so it's like 3 road modes and 2 track modes. You get 3 engine maps, like 3 different throttle maps, 3 ABS maps. You get 8 stages plus off on your traction control maps. Now, if you turn your traction control off, your ABS will always be on the front. You can't actually turn it off completely, but you can get it off on the rear. So that just does allow you to kind of back it in and play silly buggers if you want. You've got wheelie control as well. Now, interestingly, if you do go down, you can switch wheelie control all the way off, and that's in your individual mode. It basically gives you the ability to change the ride how you want. Cruise control comes as standard on this bike, so perfect for guys that want to use this as a bit more of a commuter or even long distance. So if you're out there doing big freeway miles, once you get used to cruise control, you'll never go back. Best things ever. In the twisties, I had a great time on this thing. Really, really fun. Super easy to maneuver. You get a nice big nice big leverage with those bars. It's really good on the brakes. I it has a lot of brake feel. Sorry, it has a lot of brake power, although the initial brake feel isn't quite as nice as what I personally would have liked. It does have quite a big feel too, because the tank's quite sort of robust. It's a decent sized tank. When you compare it to something like a KTM 890 Duke, for example, this thing kind of feels a bit bigger than something like that. It's also quite wide down here, down at the flanges, and that's where you have like your air tracks and things like that. You know, you can call them wings, you can call them whatever you want really, but you know, it does help channel cool air through here, which, you know, is perfect for very hot days, which is what we're about to start experiencing here in Southern California. So riding days are upon us. But yeah, it's a really fun bike. You know, considering that for about, I don't know, 11 grand really, if you're going to option this thing right to the hilt, 11 grand, you're going to have a really cool bike. You know, I've been a big fan of the RS 660, and I'm equally a big fan of this thing, the Tuono. Tuono's got a very special place in my heart, as you know, from the Pikes Peak years, a couple of years ago when we raced the 1100. So yeah, I'm stoked to see a new Tuono really, because the Tuono has really only ever been one bike. It's always been the big bike, whereas now it's got a little brother. It's got this thing. So yeah, you get 3 different colors, you get lots of different options with a cool bike from Aprilia. You're going to see a lot of these coming real soon.